Here's a picture of a parking lot from Palo Alto's first Congregational church. It looks pretty standard, but this generic parking lot has been a subject of intense debate in the city of Palo Alto for years. Why? Well, here's what it might look like in the next couple of weeks. Palo Alto is implementing a safe parking program, an area for people who live in cars or RVs to park, because right now, these RVs often line the streets of busy roads. It seems plausible, but why is there so much pushback from residents? So here's what Palo Alto is trying to do. There is a lot of support for a safe parking program.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon all of you. Good evening, everybody. As the mayor said, my name is Samira Sundas, and I have been in Palo Alto since 1983. I grew up in Pakistan, where our governments are not rich. So the misfortune of having that is that the community gets involved in everything. So the people who don't have means to be survived, the community takes care of them. And that's something that I have not forgotten, even when I have been in America since '79. So it's not just the government's responsibility, it is all of our responsibilities to take care of everybody. And we are really interested in having Palo Alto as the most compassionate city. And I think every time I have come to Palo Alto, regardless of what the event is, I always remind all of you that we are proud of our tall trees and good schools and wonderful libraries. My desire is till the day I die, it will be the same. I want our community to be the most compassionate city. So please be compassionate. Give the go-ahead for these people who are just trying to survive. That's all they're trying to do, survive.
There is also a significant pushback from the community. People who oppose the program say it threatens the community and lacks necessary background checks.
Stevenson House said they would drop the appeal of the safe parking program permit if registered sex offender and recent violent felony convictions were screened for. Many safe parking programs in California already screen for participants to ensure they are not registered sex offenders or recent violent felons. Cities that screen for one or both of these include Redwood City, Cupertino, Morgan Hill, San Jose, Walnut Creek, Santa Cruz, San Luis Obispo, Los Angeles, and San Diego. Arguments that these checks violate Fair Employment and Housing Act are not true. Neither is the argument that they cannot be done in a timely and inexpensive manner. The program already requires participants' licenses. MV Move's proposal for participants to self-report their criminal history is not effective. The property where this site is located borders on Hoover Elementary School, the Magic Bridge Children's Playground, Mitchell Park, and Stevenson Senior Home. Fairmeadow Elementary School, JOS Middle School, and Challenger Middle School are less than 1 block away. One of the conditions of this program is that it will not adversely affect the health, welfare, and safety of the persons residing or working in the surrounding area. The effort to screen out registered sex offenders and recent violent felons is low and will help the safety of children, senior citizens, and other parking participants.
Supporters of the program argue that background checks could actually be a problem.
Right now, we have people living on every block in this city, somewhere in their vehicles. Mm-hmm. This program will take them off the streets, place them into a heavily monitored program with professional social work, with partnerships with the police, with live security. And so that, I think, is inherently safer than the current situation we have in the city. And as well as reducing the number of people living in their vehicles that are disconnected from social services, those folks are also, less safe, both to themselves and, to our community at large. I think that's an issue we all want to address.
It's clear this debate has two sides, but let's hear from our resident who actually will be living next to the safe parking program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rita, and I am the physical neighbor. We share a fence with the church. So I want to address a few issues. One is just particular to my property and the one next to me. Our grading is 2 feet below the church grading. So Palo Alto has 7 feet fence. We have 7 feet fence, but if you stand on that parking spot on the church side, it's 5 feet. You can see our windows, my backyard. There's 3 teenager girls in there. To me, they're gonna be peeping toms. I'm trying to prevent that. Okay, and the second thing is, I don't feel the church is being a good neighbor. We have talked to them about the porta potty, the privacy issue. Porta potty is 20 feet away from us. There are 7 to 7 there. That means 3, 4, 5 people per car. That porta potty door is gonna slam every morning before 7 o'clock, 6 a.m. Okay, that's a noise and the smell. Okay, maybe they don't care because they don't live there. And second thing is, if they are so gung-ho about this program, we say, that's fine, move to the front. There's a bigger room, more parking spot, and there's a Lewis row separating from the other houses. But they don't want to do that because they don't want them to be visible to their congregation. As far as I'm concerned, you have 750 members. Each one of them can take one of these car camping person, put on their driveway, solve the problem. We don't have to pay $800,000 per homeless person for Palo Alto, because all these middlemen, Move Mountain View or whoever, are getting the money. It's not the homeless people who's getting the money.
Yet, despite the shortcomings of the program, many residents are still adamant about passing it.
Good evening, Mayor Burton, honorable city council members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight about the 4 spaces at First Congregational Church. My name is Lauren Bigelow. As board president of Palo Alto Renters Association and someone who has actively worked on affordable housing specifically in Palo Alto for the last 8 years, you could say I'm more than a little passionate about Palo Alto being an inclusive community where people can safely stay and thrive. I am so proud of the movement that Palo Alto has made towards addressing our unhoused population. People without a stable home are still our neighbors. People without a home are still worthy of dignity and respect. I so deeply wish that more of our neighbors were willing to be so welcoming as our faith communities. And I completely understand that there are some fears in the community. I personally suffer from anxiety, so my brain automatically goes to the worst possible scenario. I get it. But oftentimes, the best predictor of future behavior is past performance, and the past performance of our other safe parking is one of success, not fear and failure. I'd also like us to imagine what it's like not knowing if your small space and all your worldly goods will be kept safe, if your physical person will be safe. The likelihood of someone experiencing unsafe conditions is much higher for someone experiencing homelessness than folks who rent or own homes. When I worked at Alta Housing, I routinely experienced people about to become homeless, and in affordable housing, they would bend over backwards to keep their space. They're grateful. They deserve a chance and a space. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Yeah, thanks staff again for your work on this. I have to align my comments with what Councilmember Cruz said in regards to background checks. I think Aaron James also had a good comment, which is, one bad apple could really mess this up. And I don't think we want that. I think there's a good intent behind this. I think we want this to be a success. I think it's important to get community buy-in. I think there's a lot of good that could come from this program, but it does take the community to buy into it. And if the community doesn't buy into it, I think it's going to be very, very hard to get this more widely adopted. But what do you guys think? Do you support the safe parking proposal? What concerns do you have about it? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like what you see, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that bell to stay up to date with our channel.